talk about this story that's been going around because you know what? Like, it angers me to see this story here, and not honestly for the reason you might think. Young rapper faces felony charges, appears in court. Now, of course, the title itself seems kind of norm. Young up-and-coming rapper out of Atlanta ends up getting a felony charge, arrives in court to get himself thrown in jail, I guess, because he needs the street cred. I got no idea. It just feels like you see that sort of thing. It's a solid tactic in order to get the cred, in order to get the ink, to get the people talking about you. Rapper ends up in jail for doing this stupid thing. Pick up his album on SoundCloud or Spotify. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big part of the culture, and it's just. But this is a little bit different, by the way. Now, here's the thing. We're going to go through the story, and then we're going to look at the response to it. Now, in Cobb County, Georgia, a young rapper is facing a felony charge after his brush with a police officer is back in court. The case has garnered a fair amount of attention. Corey Jackson, 12 years old. 12-year-old Corey Jackson, the rapper in this case, a 12-year-old kid, is back in court and his attorneys deny all charges. Now, they say that, Corey J, which is his rap name, I would argue that he may want to work on that just from a artistic perspective. Doesn't really elicit the type of attitude that I think he wants in order to sell his mixtape. Faces an obstruction felony charge. It all stems from a situation in October 2018 inside of a food court at the Cumberland Mall when he was grabbed by an officer and threatened with arrest. The police report says he's been in trouble twice for selling his CDs inside a mall. So let's kind of look at that for a second, right? This kid, according to the police, had been in trouble twice before for attempting to sell his mixtape inside the mall. Now, a lot of people out there are like, why not just let the kid try to sell his mixtape outside in the mall? Well, there's permits. You know what I mean? Everyone else has got to pay rent to the mall. You can't just walk around and sell shit in the mall. You just can't. I wouldn't say it's an arrestable offense, but trying to, doing it a couple times, you're going to get in trouble. Now, his attorneys denied that claim, saying when he was there, he was not selling any CDs or doing anything that would have been prohibited. He was there meeting other artists. Now, we don't quite know everything about this just yet. We really don't. We really don't. We don't know everything just yet. What we do have here is this tweet, and this has been going around today. This is from Qasim Rahid Esquire, otherwise known as Muslim IQ, on Twitter. Now, Muslim IQ here says, 2018, 12-year-old country singer Mason Ramsey yodeled in a Walmart, went viral, signed to a major record deal. 2019, 12-year-old rapper Corey Jackson sold his CDs at Cumberland Mall in Georgia, violently arrested and charged with a felony. There are two Americas, ladies and gentlemen. There are two Americas. Except neither one of those stories, are even remotely at all connected. They're not remotely connected at all. 12-year-old country singer Mason Ramsey yodeled in a Walmart and got a viral video, ended up on Ellen, and ended up, getting his deal that way. This kid was not yodeling or even rapping in a mall. According to the authorities, he was, in fact, selling his CDs illegally, which he had been told twice before not to. That's what I'm hearing. Now, granted, the story on this is a little bit muddled as the news has not fully caught onto it yet, and because it's still considered an allegedly because he hasn't finished up going to court over it yet. You figured this happened back last year. Here it is near mid-March 2019. They would have figured out, but let's look here at the video. This because there's a video, and you guys can get an idea of maybe just kind of what the situation was like.
H&M at 227. Stop.
Chase, where are you, Chase? He got his hands on me. We upstairs.
You're about to go to jail. You're going to go to a youth detention center if you don't stop.
He's not doing anything. He had his rights. He's not even doing anything right now, sir. Okay. And I have his father on the phone, and you won't even speak to him.
Yep.
So what you can do is let go of me, because I'm pretty sure my mind business. I know
man, nah, bro. You're not finna handle him like that. You're not finna handle him like that, my nigga. You're not finna handle him like that.
You put put your hands on me again.
You put your hands on my motherfucking nephew. You put your hands on my motherfucking nephew.
Get him back. Hold on to him.
Bro, Corey, man, y'all, what the fuck you doing? No, bro, get the fuck off me, bro.
F3 is 10-3, F3 is 10-3.
Tell me, bro.
2494 upper level in front of H&M.
Okay. So just by looking at that, we can see here that that the kid was, being held by the officer who was clearly waiting for backup. The aunt who was with him, she attacked him, or she at least attempted to attack him, or there was some kind of scuffle. But what we don't see in this minute-long clip with 4.3 million views is anything before or after that clip. Anything before or after that clip. Now, if you notice at the very end there was another black security guard. I think it was a mall cop, and he was holding the boy also in that same. Is it like an arm breaker maneuver? Holding it into two parts so that kid ain't getting away. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's not like the cop was hurting the kid. The cop was just holding him in place, waiting for backup to arrive. The aunt freaked out, attacked the cop. The kid is now facing a felony obstruction charge. I don't know if it's because of what his aunt did, and he's trying to, obviously argue it as a way to get away from it and whatnot. And the thing is, looking at the story, I would argue probably the kid was selling the CDs or selling his mixtape, thinking that the mall would be a good place to do it because there's a lot of kids there his age. And I am in no way disrespecting the hustle that goes along with selling one's mixtape. But there are rules to doing it in the mall. But this particular story, based upon what we've seen in 2018 with like Permit Patty and Barbecue Becky and I don't know, whatever the other ones are, this particular cop is probably going to end up, I don't know, maybe maybe premature Paul Blart. I got no idea. I got no idea what they're going to call him. But I think the story itself is fascinating because this young rapper, was illegally trying to sell goods in a place where you needed a permit to do it. Yes, he wasn't hurting anyone. Yes, he's trying to run the hustle in order to levitate himself or elevate himself, I should say. And I respect that wholeheartedly. But what he should do is just stick to SoundCloud like the rest of the rappers, print out business cards with it, maybe walk around with a Bluetooth speaker on his phone playing some music to people who may want to hear it, and then getting them to go to check him out on SoundCloud. I'm just saying, that's what I would do. But to be fair, I get the hustle of selling a mixtape. Over the years, I've purchased many a mixtape from dudes who are selling it because I want to support them. I want to support someone's ability to create art. And, popping a CD, you get, could be good, could be bad. You have no idea. But it's just, usually they're like $5. So like, fuck it, here's $5. Yeah, I'll listen to your music. But now we're living in the streaming age where everything's all on devices, But that's what I would have done. I wouldn't have let my aunt assault a cop because that's only going to put you in a whole world of trouble that you don't need to be in. But here's the thing. If for some reason he's trying to use this to later on garner street cred, like, yo, I'm Corey J. I was the kid arrested in a mall. It's not going to be the most hardcore of origin stories, It's the kind of origin story where you're like, well, at the end, did you get milk and cookies and not 3 to 5 behind bars and Rikers? Not gonna carry the same amount of weight. But people out there are very much trying to defend this kid because we live in an age now where, obviously people who don't understand that the rule of law is necessary to keep things going can find themselves with a lot more popularity because a minute clip somewhere can usurp all sorts of actual goddamn logic.